Shalom. Shalom, Yashrala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone and time of this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for y'all keep pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. All right. Now, we're going to continue on in this here lesson, dealing with this 5G system or this mark of the beast system. All right. Now we just, in the video I just showed you, the video prior to this, I just showed you the Argus system, or one portion of the Argus system, which was basically that drone in like outer space that has the capabilities of seeing basically a dime on the ground, with full visibility. And then I also showed you these little small drones, and they got even smaller drones than that. They call nano drones, like the size of mosquitoes and shit like that, and how with AI and stuff like that, what they basically plan on using them on, or how they plan on using this shit, you know what I'm saying? And what's the whole reason they making these robots for, This is they damn military nevertheless, But we're going to get into the scriptures, and we're going to basically get into some of the scriptures on how the scriptures deal with this, as far as Esau basically bringing upon this so-called New World Order system, and how the system is going, go on, and what's the end all be all with it, because, for our people, our job is out here to feed and edify the elect, to lift them up, to edify and teach them, and, so they, you might have the elect out there that's seeing certain things like this, or just coming into these things. And, like if you was to watch those videos that I just showed you, and, you don't have this truth or this covering on you, you don't quite know about these things, you know what I'm saying? And you have some kind of sense in your mind. You be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? What the hell are we going to do? You worried and all things like that, but nevertheless, our job is to, warn our people, but also, to comfort and edify the elect, and in times like this, we bring out these scriptures, the Most High spoke about all these things, and he's got a exit strategy for us. All right. So that's why, in this here lesson, we're going to go through, this whole system and all these things, don't panic, don't fear, nothing like that, because all this stuff, this whole system, those videos I showed you, the Most High wrote about all of that stuff right here in these scriptures, and so this is nothing new or nothing out of the ordinary, or this ain't no, how do they say, some damn, he done pulled some kind of play out his hat, some new play up out his hat, he got some new strange shit. We weren't even expecting this, this caught us off guard. Nah, it didn't catch us off guard. The Most High already, told us about this a fourth time. So we're going to get into the scriptures. I'm actually going to start up, a little bit, where do I want to start? I'm going to start at, verse 14. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. This is talking about basically, and long story short, layman's terms, this is that in-world system, that whole in-world system, basically at this point in time, you know what I'm saying? Like right now you have the image of the United Nations, how they trying to be a global body, but, they transitioning off of that, to which they're going to announce newly that we need this so-called one global body, you know what I'm saying? Because the so-called, party that they have now, they ain't so-called unified, because you got basically the Western versus the Eastern side, Russian them, you know what I'm saying? That type of shit going on. They need to, or they want to unify everybody. But nevertheless, this is Revelation 13 and 14, speaking of the so-called white man and his pride, and it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. All right. Now, this is going into a lot of the different shit that Esau is doing, especially in these times. But in this lesson here, we just dealing with what he doing with this technology. Really, all this technology that we had, I remember, I forgot who it was that said this, but basically every piece of technology and electronics that we got was all created for one thing and one thing only. All right. All this shit was created, no matter what it is, whatever it is, it's electronic. All this shit was created for basically nuclear destruction. All right. One way or another, all these shits is going to play in a role for them damn missiles. And it's beautiful how it's all coming together, because the Most High said what? Speaking of the nuclear missiles, none of them going to miss their mark. None of them going to be shot off in vain. They're going to all hit their targets, basically, And basically, when you try to translate that into reality, or in modern day's time, how all that's going to play out, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, with all this stuff that we got and all these tracking devices and how they gonna have, they plan to have everybody tracked. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nothing with these guided systems just to hit every last target that they got in plan, you know? Especially with shit like I just showed you in this video, man. One shot with one load can shoot off 700,000 drones. And they said, yo, really, nuclear warfare is obsolete. But I mean, shit, they can take out, you know, massive cities at one time with one of those damn bombs, you know what I'm saying? And then they go out to the rural areas or whatever and whatnot and release a bunch of these drones and let them hunt overnight, you know, and take out the rest of the population. But nevertheless, you know, look at the miracles that Homeboy is doing as far as knowledge being increased with his and being wiser than damn Daniel with this technology and the shit that he got going on. Like, yo, when you go on the AI, like, yo, wait a minute. You got this shit now that can program his shit and get better with its own shit. But how can you explain that shit but it ain't got no like a conscious mind? You see what I'm saying? Like, what is telling this shit, all right, let me wake up and let me learn something? What is telling that to do that shit? If you don't program it to do that. Normally when you program shit like that, you give it parameters. It can only do what you programmed it to do. You know, like a car might have all the, for lack of a better term, all the parts. I was gonna say ingredients, but all the parts to make a damn toaster. But your car's not toasting bread. You know what I'm saying? Or nothing like that. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? If it was, your car is programmed in certain parameters to do a certain task. All right. Or like a car versus a boat. They both are motor driven vehicles, but a car is set in certain parameters to drive on terrain. Whereas a boat is designed to drive on a water-based body. All right. So they got different parameters set for different things. But when these things can sit there and set and build their own parameters, this shit is, man, when you think about it, man, this shit is demonic, man. That's the best way to put it. This shit's got, like, not to say it's got a mind of its own, because we look at these things through scriptural ways. And we know that, like, for a prime example, the movie Transformers, right? The movie Transformers, they was like regular machinery or whatever, whatnot, but they somehow got that so-called spirit put into them from, I think, that little cube or whatever, whatnot. So that so-called spirit just needed a vessel, whatever was mechanical, it could take over that and transform, right? Same with this shit going on now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's something inside of all of that shit that's making all that shit, you know, do all of that, you know? And at the end of the bottom line, you know what I'm saying? It's just all demonic ass shit anyway. All right. But nevertheless, going back to Revelation 13:14, it says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. All right. And like I was saying, man, this shit that they got going on with AI, when you really go into that, man, it fucking boggles my mind. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really no super deep person or some crazy shit, but that's some shit that, you know what I'm saying? Like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on with this? You know? But it says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had a wound by the sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, you know? It's like, I gotta sneeze. But nevertheless, going into that, whoever should not, let me read that. It says, and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed, you know? And we always, you know, reference that as far as, basically, if you're not with Esau, you know what I'm saying, your ass getting put to death. Like George Bush said, if you're not with us, you with the terrorists. You know, he said it plain and clear. Hey, fuck it, he broke down the scripture, you know what I'm saying? But, and you seen that conglomeration, you know, hey, if you ain't with us, you with the terrorists, and you seen that conglomeration of other Edomites banded together with him, and everybody else they waging war against. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, if you're not going along with his so-called universal global plan, what you think is going to happen, you know, especially when we get into these next couple verses, all right? Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads, all right? So everybody is going to have to, receive this here mark. You know, there's another video on the Mark of the Beast where there's this guy speaking, and he says, basically everything is going to be microchipped, you know, from plant waterers to this, to that, to blah, 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 blah. Everything going to be chipped, you know. But nevertheless, you know, here is just basically talking about, you know, basically human beings being chipped. But, hey, man, the so-called white man is, he raising his hand and saying me. That's me that this scripture is talking about. That's me. You know, the scripture said, causeth all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, speaking about human beings. But so-called Esau Edom, he like trying to play the part to the T. He microchipping every goddamn thing, from your trash can to your house, your cars. Every damn thing is going to be chipped. You know, he want to monitor everything. All right. He want to be like the Most High. He want to be God. All right. But it says, verse 17, that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. And, you know, now that's, you know, this lesson isn't quite for that as far as buying and selling and all that extra stuff. Now, we always go into that. And yes, that's part of the mark of the beast system, you know, with and that goes into like cryptocurrencies and things like that. And like I said, you know, when you speak about this mark of the beast, you know, especially now in these times, man, we live in times where you got to go way more into just saying, oh yeah, the mark of the beast is the microchip. All right. Because you seeing all these other systems as being unveiled that you need in place for this RFID chip to work. You see what I'm saying? Like, for instance, we was looking at the Argus system, right? That damn drone. 5,000 hours of video that is taken in 24 hours a day. You don't have the human capacity to review all of that shit in a human lifespan of time. You see what I'm saying? What are they going to wind up coming out with to go through all that? AI. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, basically this is the future where they trying to go with all this shit. You see what I'm saying? Well, not where they trying to go. This is where they at now. All right, they're letting all this shit, how do I say, take over and run every damn thing. All right, so they need all these different things in place. So in order for that Argus system to work, they need how do you call them, quantum computers to work. All right, for that to work, they need super cloud. I don't even know what they're gonna call that cloud, whatever, that super cloud. You know, where the brain of the AI is gonna be at. They're gonna need that system in place. All right, probably call it the Internet of Things, Internet 2.0, but the brain center of all that, the cloud, the official, the cloud. You know, but in order for all of that to work, you know what I'm saying, to transmit all this data real time with no lag, all right, and have all these self-driving cars on a planet Earth, they're gonna need what? They're gonna need some kind of a bandwidth highway to be able to process all that. And what do they need? 5G technology. All right, and what, for all these cars to be driving around, they need what? They need a so-called 3D imaging of their surrounding areas, and also 5G technology coming into place with that. Also the Argus system. So, and those cars need to be tracked and identified, and they're gonna use what? The RFID chip, the mark of the beast itself. So, like I said, nowadays in these times that we living in, you know, when you speak about the mark of the beast, you got to talk about way more than that. Way more than that. Just that being the microchip. You know. Now, don't get confused with what I'm saying. The mark of the beast is the microchip, but now the system that goes along with that, all right, is a lot more than that. All right, now, and again, we in those times that where we need to be breaking this here down, because, you know, like I said, I believe it was like October 1st, they started rolling out 5G out in like 5 different states, right? Now, if you don't know no better, you like, oh shit, we want faster internet. You know what I'm saying? They talking about some shit, you can download movies and shit way faster than this and that, but at what cost, bro? Like, at 4G, really, we don't got too much of lag or nothing like that. I don't really remember waiting for a whole long time for a whole bunch of shit to pop up. You know what I'm saying? And nowadays, we sit there and binge watch YouTube. All right, so how much more faster do we need? All right, at what point in time we'll be like, all right, we could be sufficed with this little bit of loading and buffering. This is a high def movie that's 2 hours long. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can't wait about 15, 30 seconds for the movie to load up. No big deal. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, we're going to continue on. But this is, you know, the system that he's trying to get put in place with that, you know, no man going to be able to buy or sell. Why? He going to be so-called tracked. They're going to know all your so-called metadata plus all your biometrics. They're going to know everything about you. They're going to have you so-called authenticated into this system. Look into Masdar City. I believe it's spelled Masdar City, or Songday City. I believe that's spelled SONG, like DA possibly. I believe it's DA or maybe DAY. But these are two so-called smart cities that they already got built. And when you look into it, they'll basically tell you how everything is going to be in place. You know what I'm saying? And how the new future cities is going to be looking and everything like that. And how basically, if you look at that city there, those two cities, you'll see what it would be like living in the mark of the beast system. All right, because they have everything there already in place. You see what I'm saying? But continuing on with the lesson, we're gonna go to the book of Job, and this is I'm gonna read quite a bit of this. This is Job chapter 20, verse 4. All right, because like I said, we always touch briefly on, Revelation 13 dealing with the mark of the beast, so on and so forth. But you know what I'm saying, for feeding the elect and for, the elect that's coming across this type of information and stuff like that. Before I came into the truth, I was led down the so-called Illuminati path. You know what I'm saying? Learned about all the darkness and the evil and all that shit, and learned about all of this extra shit that like we going in now, the drones and all that extra shit, right? And I came to a conclusion that, bruh, we fucked. You know what I'm saying? I know I ain't in that club, but we fucked, and there's no way out of this. You know what I'm saying? But, call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, the Lord opened up my eyes to the truth, and that's the way, that's the comfort. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna provide the way out. You know what I'm saying? Long story short. But now, you know what I'm saying, it's our job and our duty to go back and give the same thing we was given. And so, like I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, for some of those brethren and those men, the hopeful elect, that's out there, that's, that probably walked down the same path that I did. You know what I'm saying? They learned about all this damn darkness shit. That shit's super depressing, man. When you go and research Esau, that shit's super depressing, man. You get left with, fuck, bro, we so fucked. But hey, man, the Most High said what? A false witness is abomination, man. That shit there'll destroy your ass. That's why he gave you the comforter, these scriptures, these scriptures is going to hold us over. So, we see both sides of this. So that's why we're bringing this here lesson out in this format. Yeah, it's bad and horrible. I'm showing you the bad side of it. But look, we're going to read how it's all going to play out. All right. So this is Job chapter 20. I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. All right. Now, in all actuality, I believe this is the shortest. Now, when you just count, you know what I'm saying, like these Edomites, this go round, like after the so-called Dark Ages, you know what I'm saying, this is like the shortest. No, that's not the shortest reigning period. I was gonna say it's like the shortest reign in history as far as a world governing kingdom. We'll put it that way. But Babylon was like only 70 years, I believe. But nevertheless, this is a small amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Xerxes and them had way more time than that. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, it says the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. All right? And especially as we're going to read further down, hey, man, Esau's turning his system on right now. It's already on now as we speak. Right now, today, whenever you see this video, the system is already on. It was like the first week of October, he turned this shit on fully. Released AI into the fucking public. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is mining your computers and all your data and getting smarter and smarter every fucking second. All right. But nevertheless, going back into this scenario, hey, his time is but short. Yeah, he gonna get the system up and running, which is already up and running. And it's gonna be a scary thing to go, to understand. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no telling how long we gonna be going through it. But, me speaking as a man and measuring the time diligently, even if Trump get two terms, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that after them 8 years, we gonna have another president, because shit, you got these birth pains and these, these contractions so damn close, man. 5G being turned on, the chariots being revealed all the damn time, the sign of the Son of Man. You see what I'm saying? Thermonuclear warfare on the cuffs. You see what I'm saying? So, hey, man, it shouldn't be that much more longer, man. We seen all this shit come out right now. It shouldn't be that much more longer, man. But nevertheless, verse 5, it says, though his excellency mount up to the heavens and his head reach into the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Yeah, so homeboy, he got his little international space centers and so on and so forth, He got his shit up there in the heavens and everything like that. Not only that, this motherfucker's trying to colonize. I don't know if he trying to or already got the shit colonized. I don't know if it's true or false. If they can get out past the shit with the I doubt if they can get past the Van Allen radiation belt, because they don't got nothing out there. Everything is in orbit, in low Earth orbit, which that ain't really out of space. But how we as regular human beings, we would think of that shit as out of space, but that's technically not out of space. That's still basically in the Earth's upper atmosphere, still in the lower Earth's orbit or some shit like that. That's not technically out of space. However, and like I said, I don't think he can get outside that Van Allen radiation belt. But however, these damn Edomites, you know, through their own whistleblowers and things like that, then claimed that they got, you know what I'm saying, a little, what they call them shits, space bases and shit like that on the moon, on Mars and things like that. And, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, sometimes it wouldn't necessarily surprise me with some of the shit that they got going on or whatever, whatnot, but I highly doubt that they got out that damn far. On another note, something that happened in the news, China is about to, or they're in the process, or they already doing this shit, but they want to ultimately put 3 different moons up into the damn sky to provide them with, what their story is to provide them with light, you know what I'm saying, to places to help light cities and stuff like that using these damn moons. Well, I believe they're going to use one at a time. They're going to do one and then come back and upgrade it with another one and then do a third one. But nevertheless, they're trying to put a fucking moon in orbit. Think about how big of an item that is to be able to light a city and what they're trying to do with that. Think about what else the fuck they got up out there. If you could put a moon out there, bitch, you can basically put you a fucking floating house or an island out there. You see what I'm saying? So let me read this again. Verse 6, Job 20:6. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach into the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which seen him shall say, where is he? Now, to give you the prime example is that, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. In reality, go take a shit. Well, matter of fact, remember the last time you took a shit and you flushed the toilet? Now think about where that shit is sitting at right about now. Or think about why you ain't never thought about where that shit ended up, where it's at, what it's sitting beside, if it's comfortable, if it's cold, warm, hot, how it's feeling, where it's at, whatever. You ain't thought about that shit since you flushed the damn toilet. You know what I'm saying? After you wipe your ass, you probably ain't, you know what I'm saying? That was it. That shit gone. That's how the so-called white man is going to be. Verse 8, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. He shall be chased away as a vision of the night. Yeah, man, you wake up, your alarm clock go off in the morning, you know what I'm saying? You're like, oh shit, I'm late for work, and you start running. But yet, not even 30 seconds ago, you was having a damn dream that you was rolling in money, just hit the lotto and everything was all good. Man, you forgot about that shit. As soon as that alarm clock went off, that shit was out the door and you ain't gonna remember that shit no more. Verse 9, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place behold him. All right. Now I'm gonna jump down. Verse 12. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue. Yeah, and that's exactly how he's approaching this new system. All right. Now he does that in a lot of other things, but again, our main focus is on this new system and this transition he bringing us into. All these different things he's selling and advertising on. We making things better for you. Better for your security so you don't get identity theft, your money stolen, your accounts, and central banking for cryptocurrencies and things like that. We need better surveillance for identifying people for terrorists and whatever, whatnot. All these different things, man. He got all these different things that he say he's doing for your benefit and all these different things. But what? All these things is to harm and kill your ass. Verse 13. Though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. Yo, so it says, though he spare it and forsake it not. He ain't coming out flat and telling you direct, yo, bitch, I'm finna kill you with these drones, the food, and the water and everything else. Nah, he like, nah, man. We got to geoengineer the food for better proteins, whatever the fuck's in the food to make it better for you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we got to, you know what I'm saying, spray chemtrails basically to slow down global warming so y'all don't die and shit. You know what I'm saying? We got to give y'all this computer technology and all this extra shit like that, this AI shit, so y'all get better, get smarter, and live longer, you know? Verse 14, yet his meat is in his bowels, his turn, it is gall of asp within him. You know what I'm saying? Let me read verse 15. He has swallowed down riches and shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. So we're going to just focus on a part of him, you know, regurgitating or throwing up. But it says, yeah, his meat in his bowels is turned and his gall of asp within him. Yeah, so all this good shit that he's so-called saying with his lips and everything like that, like he trying to sell you a good dream, all that shit's going to turn inside his belly and wind up being poison for his ass, and he going to wind up throwing it all up. All right? It says he has swallowed down riches and all the resources of the earth that he plundered, you know what I'm saying, to get this here system up, and all the people he done took slaves, he going to wind up throwing it all up. Verse 16, he shall suck the poison of asp, the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore. He shall not swallow it down, according to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So all the different things, all the countries, all the peoples, all the different stuff he done stole, he gonna have to get that back up. And ultimately, that's talking to all these damn heathen, because they done took everything, especially, you know, the earth, giving it to the hands of the wicked. Everything belonged to us, you know. if the world was created for our sake. You know what I'm saying? Verse 19, because he hath oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he hath finally taken away a house, he built it not. All right, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. You know what I'm saying? And also, because he hath violently taken away a house that he has not built, i.e. America. You know? Also, Israel, really, the land of Israel. Really, all these other nations. Verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save that which he desired. All right, so like scripture was giving him that analogy of him eating, man. He not gonna wind up keeping that down in his belly. He gonna wind up throwing it all up, you know. His plan in his mind is and what he's devouring, all these resources and everything he's devouring, eating in, is to build this so-called market of beast system, 5G and all the things I was just showing you in these videos. But what? He's not gonna be able to digest that and turn that on and live comfortably with that. That's just gonna wind up making his ass sick, and he gonna wind up throwing it up, you know. It's like some dude at a party who want to get drunk, have a good time. He start drinking, taking shots, but now he start throwing up, and every drink he done took that he was having fun with, none of them wind up being settled or digested in his stomach. He wound up throwing it all up. Verse 21, there shall be none of his meat left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. Verse 22, all right, now this is one of the key points. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. So as we read along, as you know, the mark of the beast, and he causeth all, both small and great, to receive this here mark. If that's going to happen, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be some horrible times. All right, that's going to be some bullshit. And we also know that he's setting up this new world order, one world governing system, one world monetary system, and all these different things. We know that's all a part of this mark of the beast system, him causing all, both small and great, to receive this here mark. So we know that's all a part of his new world order system, or his end time plan to transition into this new phase and cycle of, civilization, who ruling, right? He trying to rule the next time, like the kingdom of heaven as well. You know, that next time frame, you know. But when he's basically, I'll read the next verse. When he's about to fill his belly, all right. When it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, all right, and he's about to fill his belly, really, as we just seen him turn this here system on, all right, when all these things he's ready to start pushing, everybody got these things going out, you know what I'm saying? That's when all this is about to happen. That's when his end is about to come. So we know from these signs that surround us, this is the end, all right, the end of the end of the end. All right, it says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be straits. All right, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him when he's about to fill his belly. The Most High shall cast fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is sleeping. All right, so while he think everything is all good, and he got his system up and running, all this shit's gonna wind up turning on his ass. The Most High is about to bring, let me read verse 24. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow still shall strike him through. Talking about them nukes, and that's when all these calamities is gonna wind up culminating in that end. All right, once he think he got this system up and running and in place, that's when everything gonna come to an end. I'm gonna jump over to verse Job, chapter 5 and verse 12. All right, because like we was just reading, first and foremost, homeboy trying to chip everybody. The Most High said basically he gonna get his system going. Everything gonna be basically going, but once he, or more or less in you building a car, you got the whole car built. All you got to do is go get the damn ignition key made and go in there, gas it up, and start that motherfucker up. You inside the car, got your seatbelt on, mirrors adjusted, you about to start cranking the key. That's all you got to do left. When you about to crank that key, that car bomb gonna go off and blow your ass up. Is basically what it's saying here, more or less to say. All right, but in the fullness of his sufficiency, you know, when he's about to fill his belly, you know. So we know that he gonna get his system basically up and rolling, but when he's, he gonna get his car built and everything like that, but when he get in the car to go turn over the key, that's when everything gonna explode in his face. All right, now this is further going into that. This is Job chapter 5 verse 12. It says he disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. All right, and what is their enterprise of their business? What are they trying to accomplish? This new world order, and how they gonna govern and rule that and watch over that through the mark of the beast, microchip in the system itself. But the scripture says here that the Most High disappointed their devices. All right, he's gonna wind up corrupting it and stopping all that, putting it into all that, and we just read about that. When he's about to fill his belly, all that shit gonna come crumbling down. Verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. So he got them in their own trick bag and their own snare. Y'all got this surveillance state up to watch and monitor everybody, so can't nobody hide. But hey, man, what's gonna happen when, in a so-called carnal sense, how they like to keep describing it, this is alien technology and aliens and this and that, and the cyborgs and this and that. All right, man, you bring out this 5G and all that, drones and everything, killer robots and stuff like that, bruh. But just wait until these so-called aliens come in, all right, and they hack your goddamn systems, all right, and they take over your damn drones and send them drones after your ass, all right. And which we know that those so-called aliens, they aliens to Esau because they unfamiliar to them, but we know that they are brother in the angels, all right. But it says, verse 13 again, he taketh the wise in their own counsel. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. So he gonna catch their ass up in their own trick bag, man. He gonna wind up bringing it into their own deal, and gonna bring a fiery death to them via thermonuclear missiles. All right. Now, to end this all out, you know what I'm saying, to balance this all out, all right, we started out by reading about those that take that mark of the beast. All right. Let me jump on that one more time. We heard about, and we're going to read here as well, about those that take the mark of the beast. Salakia. Right here. But, yeah, so we read, that the so-called white man, who is known in the Bible as Esau Edom, all right, is ruling the earth, all right, and he planned on being like the Most High and dominating everybody with this mark of the beast microchip in his system. All right, and we watched those videos about how he planned on doing this shit too. But nevertheless, we started out by reading about how homeboy got this mark of the beast system he about to start implanting everybody with, right? And then how he gonna have his system basically up and running, like I was giving the analogy of the car. He gonna get the car built, but when he's about to turn the key over for the first time, it's gonna all blow up on his ass. All right. Then we just read about how basically the Most High's going further into detail of that, how the Most High's gonna wind up disappointing his devices. All right. But now we about to read about those that take the mark of the beast. It says Revelation 14:9, it says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive the mark in his forehead or in his hand. Notice they say the forehead or in the hand, and that's where they're putting all these RFID chips. All right, they either got a brain implant or one inside your damn hand somewhere. All right. It says the same, so if you take this mark, it says the same shall drink of the wine of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, which we know that's basically filled with them thermonuclear missiles. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right. And smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest day nor night who worship the image of the beast, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So, we started out by reading, some of the downfalls. Like, you take this here chip, and you fall into this mark of the beast system, your ass is basically grass. We already know that the white man was going to do all this. And if you take this shit, you're going to wind up, being cast out and being fitted for destruction. Then we also read how Esau basically going to get this thing going as far as, you got your car built, about to turn it over. But when you turn the key over, that shit going to blow up on you. All right. Then we also read about how the Most High, is going to be the one to disappoint the devices of the crafty. All right. But now, and these are those that's taking the mark of the beast microchip. All right. And for those of you who are curious to try to figure out how to get up out of this, this is the book of Ezekiel. If I can get to the right book. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. It says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, go through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So he basically told this angel to put this here mark on him, and this mark is a mark of it. Let me get it, boy. It says, now this word is a different word from the mark of the beast word. This is I'm gonna go down here. It says mark, a sign of exemption from judgment. All right. Thought I had even better going in, but nevertheless, this here mark is talking about a so-called spiritual mark. This ain't got nothing to do with that. Let me touch on that real quick. Revelation 13 is 16 now. English, Both words are the same. But when you go into this, the other one was Tav, I believe. This one here is Karagma. It says a stamp, an imprinted mark, a mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. All right, and that's we were just reading about that, you know. It says a thing carved, sculpture, graven work. All right, so we know that this is going to be implanted in either your right hand or in your forehead. It's going to be carved into your skin, embedded. But going back to the book of Ezekiel. Come on. This is Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4 says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right, so the men of the Lord that's on the highways and the byways throwing these videos, that's prophesying and sign and cry for all these abominations, 5G, chemtrails, and all this extra shit, you know. It says set a mark on them, and that mark is the mark of exemption because they doing the Lord's work and they warning the people. All right, verse 5, and the others he said in my hearings, go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have pity. Why? Go ahead and have a kill spree on these people. You know, if they ain't got the mark of the Most High, they don't know my name and my son's name and his knowledge, you know what I'm saying, and have not been chosen from the foundations of the earth, go ahead and wax that ass, you know. Verse 6, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at the ancient men which were before me. Salakia. But nevertheless, you see what's going on to the men that don't have that spiritual mark, the ones that was signing and crying for the abomination. But those that take the mark of the beast, they're going to wind up getting burnt up in that lake of fire. And we're going to pull out one more. We're going to close out. This is Revelation 7. All right. This is Revelation 7:3. It says, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed. Let me go from the top. Revelation 7:1. And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that they should not blow upon the earth, nor on the sea, nor any tree. All right, this is that how do you say, the Lord's destruction coming. But the Lord said, look, hold tight till I seal my servants. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, which he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power in their foreheads. Going back to those that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done thereof. And I heard the number of them that were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000, all of the tribes of Israel. And they further go down, break down, it's going to be 12,000 from each of these here 12 tribes. Verse 9, and after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne, and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, palms in their hands. And this ain't talking about all nations like the Moabites, the Ammonites, and the Hamites. It's talking about Israelites that scattered in all those different nations. All right. But nevertheless, these are the men that's going to wind up catching that salvation, catching that mark of exemption. All right. With that, I think I want to go ahead and close out. Any more scriptures I could think of? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying into the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you. I can push in this truth and sincerity in the 4 corners of the earth and enduring afflictions. Stay strong. Shalom.